SBM Podcast.
Very good morning. Thank you so much for the opportunity here that we are able to share our knowledge and experience in terms of yoga, flexibility, mobility, basic healthy lifestyle. And we talk about flexibility a lot because it's very important in today's age and time for everyone. So they're able to perform daily routine comfortably. So yoga and flexibility go hand in hand, and it's applicable. I mean, it's for all. It's not necessary that it's only for women, but even for men. At all ages, everybody can do it.
Can I ask you,
Yes.
when you start?
For me, yoga has been in practice over 25 years now. I've been practicing yoga for 25 years and have been teaching for the past 6-7 years. It's become a part of my lifestyle now. So for me, my day begins with yoga. And alhamdulillah, I have come across such wonderful people in this field that to be able to impart this knowledge, which actually is, it's like medicine for your body. So if everybody knows this tool, life will just be effortless for them, for your day, for your mind as well. It's so important for mental health now because it slows down the body, the breath work, the meditation, yoga, all put together just keeps you aligned in lots of ways.
Yes, it is. The beauty of yoga is such that everyone can do it. It's very accessible and it starts off very simply. Very naturally, men and women have a certain personality, a certain kind of being, and they are very different from each other. And we find most times, at least in today's times, women tend to do yoga more and men don't see the value of it. It's a strange thing because it turns out to be that men really need it also. Regarding when we have sessions and we meet lots of people from different ages, different careers. And the common thing is in today's time, everyone's very still in the day. They're not moving much. They're just mental work. So the body remains energized, but the mind is exhausted.
And also there is a restriction to movement because most of the time their jobs are seated. They are seated from morning to night or to evening and even in the car. And when they come back home, they're so tired that they just want to go onto the sofa and watch some TV or then just go on the bed. So that kind of gives them, they don't have the strength or the energy to do anything which is physical, no flexibility, no mobility. All the more they need it because this could make their body extremely stagnant.
Small adjustments.
Yes.
What would the first steps would be to understand how much one can move, how comfortable they feel in a rested state and then in a challenged state. So the basic movements to prescribe would be any kind of movement. First you start off with just walks or you do very light basic stretches, not to start practicing yoga but to recognize where you are and how you are. And the more we feel that, I am not smooth, I am feeling limited, I can't do certain things, we want to then tackle it. We don't realize in the day what we can and cannot do.
That's right.
So through yoga, we find out these spaces and then that natural,
The range of motion.
the inner competition with
Yeah.
the self starts.
How much physically one person can do is only when they attempt to do something in the beginning, very basic that is. And the best time to really do these things is if you're really, really very stiff. From my experience, there are certain bodies who are very stiff in the morning. It is just human nature. Because we're sleeping the whole night, our joints are very tight. And because we have aircon all the time in our houses here or in the offices, we don't get sunlight and natural air. So the body and the joints are very, very stiff. So some bodies are not very flexible in the morning. Some bodies are normal, they can move about. But some bodies are very flexible in the evening. So the good time for those people are to do some kind of movement in the evening after work. So they feel like they've woken up fully, they've eaten, they're feeling strong enough to do something.
Finish their task.
They finish their task, they're mentally relaxed. But if you push somebody to do it early in the morning, they're never going to come forward.
That's fair.
So
Have
each
to
person is, yes,
Your energy.
each one is different.
Yeah.
Yes.
What you're like, yes.
And a good amount of time for practice. You can start with 15 to 20 minutes. it's sufficient at least to get going, which is not too much time to take out when we look at how much time we spend on social media, how much time we spend
You're just
thinking
sitting,
about food, and you can take out 15 minutes, just move a little bit, and over time 5 minutes increase.
And you will love it.
Your body will
You will get center that you need more time.
Yes.
Yeah.
you will want more time.
Yeah. And we talk during our class Munira about Ayurveda.
Yes.
And how it's aligned to my yoga, and how we can start as a person who don't know anything about Ayurveda. How we can start during his day to add small from the program to
So yoga and Ayurveda are basically sisters, They go back 5,000 years now. So this started at a time when there was not much life happening, but this is coming from Mother Earth, like nature, what nature is giving us all the time. And since I have learned Ayurveda recently, and I've always been leaning towards clean eating, healthy eating, plant-based eating, a lot of wholesome foods, grains in my diet. But after I learned Ayurveda, I understood the timings, what is important, that we need to follow and incorporate in our lives. Especially you start your day with sunrise. And we are blessed to be in a land here that everybody wake up for salah, for prayers. So why not start your day in a healthy way, and end it with sunset. So the easiest way to do is start off by drinking warm water in the morning. And maybe have a green
life water.
Yes, a warm water. Then maybe you can add a teaspoon of ghee. That's the pure clarified butter. Then maybe you can start off by having your nuts and seeds and some fruit, rather than going towards having like a donut or anything processed. So trying to incorporate more of live foods, like which have energy, which are not stale, fresh foods. And yes, ending the day with sunset. So the body clock is actually tuned with the sun. When the sun rises, the body is awake. When the sun sets, the body sleeps. That's the easiest way. Yeah, the reason that we end at sunset also, so the body gets at least 3 hours to digest the food before you sleep, rather than just eating and going on the bed. It just sits in your system. So that's not healthy. And of course, then when you're light in the body, you automatically will want to move and do things. That is why yoga and Ayurveda both go hand in hand.
And also, I think in Ayurveda, you have to know what types of person.
Exactly.
So some people were very fire.
There are 3 body types in Ayurveda: the Vata, the Pitta, and the Kapha. And each body type is born with that body type from birth, basically. So that's the way you are. So there are certain foods you need to eat, certain foods you will not eat, because that's the body type you are.
And it is a natural desire. Some foods you will not want to eat because it doesn't suit you, whether you know what you are or not.
The body will give you signs. If you're in tune with your body, it will tell you that I don't feel like eating this. That just goes to show that it is not meant for you anyway. Like a simple thing, like people say, I am lactose intolerant. All right? It's very common now. Why do you say you're lactose intolerant? Because the body is telling you that it is not meant for you and digest it. No, it's not for you. So why do you want to take tablets to become tolerant or have lactose intolerant milk? Where actually the body is telling you that if you can't digest it, it's not for you. So accept it and just, choose not to.
Choose another. Yeah.
Not to.
But that is also to say the industrialization and commercialization products, not just dairy, but even meat and so many things that we consume.
Of course.
It's the processing and the mass availability.
The marketing, right?
Marketing. So it's not just milk is bad, it's a certain kind of milk that is bad. And your body is
body is not accepting it. And also there's so many things happening on social media. So people just tend to believe that, okay, this is good, so I will take it. But it may not be good for you.
To be that person aware about himself, what he needs. People, they have to work on that also.
The consciousness.
awareness.
Yeah, awareness. Because people now, they have, I think, to start yoga, to feel them and aware in their breath.
Yes. It's soul, body, mind.
It's energy, meridian energy.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, meridian. And then start to feel the small things.
Yeah, so basically that is what yoga brings to you. You start connecting from within. It's an inward journey, So it's not about practicing yoga physically, it's also mental. So the moment you sit down to meditate, I don't want to use the word meditate again because people may think it's too much. But if you just sit down to breathe and understand your breath, you will start connecting within. You will know that this is who I am and this is what I want. So that's how, with practice, people will understand. You can't, this is not an overnight thing. It takes time.
Always I'm telling people that they can't meditate in the beginning.
Yeah.
To try to meditate always, and they're like, yes, to meditate. The things around them, in their house, their children, the creator.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Around. This is how to.
It's basically you being aware. So if a person is, like I said the other day when we had the meditation session, this is what I addressed to all the ladies who were there, that meditation is as simple as if you're cooking, suppose. You're cooking, but you want to be fully there, like the amount of spices you put or the amount of oil that you put. My mind is in the cooking. I'm putting in my love, my attention in that. But if I'm listening to my earpods and I'm listening to music and I'm watching TV, I am not giving myself fully. So the food may not even turn out to be that great. Similarly, when you're driving, you have to be focused rather than seeing the phone. So many people are on their phones here when they're driving. And
That's right.
so if you want to meditate in the car, just be aware that you're on your wheel. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Then we talk about moving on to breath and sitting down in one place. And
Also, just for listeners, it is not about being hyper conscious and being very focused on what you're doing. It's just about being present and knowing what's happening and how you are and what's happening around you.
like being aware.
You're not trying to
Your surroundings.
force that awareness. You're just there and you're watching it all happen.
That should.
And also breathing. Breathing, to be aware about our breathing, to have a lot. Even men now, kid or working hard or thinking a lot, they can fully breathe in and they sleep also. But breathing and what you think about breathing and how you teach or to be in the right way for breathing.
Breathing, the breath is without it we would not be able to be. So when we think about breathing and we try to understand it,
Oh my
we forget it. And it's a natural thing. We get so distracted in things around that we forget what's happening within. And when we start breathing, we don't want to breathe in aggressively. We don't want to force the breath. We just want to breathe in comfortably across our life. We don't have to try too hard, but we have to place enough effort to recognize it once in a while at least.
And that comes with the pranayam, that is the breathing exercise. And there are lots of breathing exercises, like especially if you mentioned for sleep. So there are certain exercises we do before bedtime. If somebody is struggling, with sleep, people need to wear the sleep apnea, that machine, and it kind of put them through so much discomfort. But if you just latch on to breath, which is your energy, your life, you would be sorted. Like you would just be feeling so much more better. So yeah, if you can learn the different kinds of breathing exercises, it kind of helps you. Like for people who have a cold, breathing exercise. People who are feeling lazy, breathing exercise. Those are different things.
For bonus, if someone come to them,
Okay.
and he's suffering about something like, for example, difficulty, what's the plan
For the breath,
for that person? What you give him a plan during his day or during his week to start to make, for example, some steps in Ayurveda or breathing.
so somebody who's struggling with the heat. Okay, so basically when they start the day, they need to have foods which basically give them a calming and grounding effect. Like again, body type is important.
Which talkable for people they have bronchitis?
Heat is the vata type. The vata that is also called as the ectomorph. Yeah, so you need to have more grounding foods like yogurt, warm milk in the night before you sleep, nut milk in the night if it agrees with you. You can also have turmeric in the night in the milk before you sleep. Also, try to avoid caffeine for a certain time so it doesn't disturb the sleep pattern. And again, eat light, not too heavy in the night, so then you don't feel uneasy. So that's the reason you end your day at sunset, so you're able to digest the food. But yes, before bedtime, it's always good to have a cup of warm milk with turmeric and sleep. You can also add a little bit of ghee in the night in the milk, so it kind of gives you a warm feeling, just that you feel good. And yeah, in the daytime, make sure you avoid cold foods, like something which is ready processed, or even salads shouldn't be cold.
Yeah.
Preferably salads should be stewed or blanched or boiled or steamed.
Now I'm starting to eat my salads steamed.
Yeah, that's the best way, because if you're a Vata type, that is an ectomorph, you're constantly restless. You have a restless body and a restless mind. And you tend to end up with a lot of anxiety and sleep disturbance. So for you, it's always good to have things which are warm and cooked well. Even your breakfast should be not like oatmeal or cold smoothie. Should be like a warm porridge made out of millets or oats, rolled oats, or it could also be something like an egg. If you eat egg, I mean, sometimes it's hard for people to really stick to a plant-based. So have like a warm beginning and a warm ending.
One more note on, it's not that only Vata type people will have sleeping issue. Anybody can have it. That is just a factor, an identification that Vata might be high in that person.
They're dominant.
Not necessarily.
The Vata dominant could be.
Vata must be higher, which is why you are not getting sleep. And a way to counteract that would be also being physically active. Exerting the body so that everything comes back in balance. So it's all tied together with a full life, with a full day of your living. If you're not sleeping at night well, it could be you're not physically exhausted. The mind is hyperactive. So breathing is one way, one tool. We can bring it all together. A good breathing for sleep would be left nostril breathing, which is called as Chandramedhan. It's basically inhaling from the left nostril, exhaling from the right nostril. And you're taking these breaths, inhaling for 4 counts, exhaling for 8 counts at your pace, and doing that for 5 to 10 minutes. And you will notice over maybe a week or 15 days, 10 days that you will sleep, if not fast, your sleep will be better.
Is there any mudra or any posture in yoga?
There are mudras for sleep, yes. And postures, yes, there are. We have the child's pose. Then we have the knee to chest pose, where you hold the knee to your chest, both the legs to the chest. Also simple, just cat and cow seated, and moving your body side to side. You can do this all in the bed. You don't really need to have a mat or anything there. And like he said, that the left nostril breathing is also related to the moon breath, which is connected to the moon. So a moon is always a calming and a cooling down effect. It unwinds the body.
It prepares for the night.
Yeah. Then another breathing exercise is called the Brahmari, which is the humming bee breath, where you inhale from the nose and you exhale with a humming sound, like that kind of a buzzing sound. So it activates the parasympathetic nervous.
You create that vibration that balances the body.
Yeah. Certain sound.
Yes, certain sounds important daily, because I have tight time, so I'm cleansing.
Yeah. Like I will try with the noon. Like I have done that. Noon. It can.
And noon is suitable more enter here. Very active.
Oh yeah. It just connects you to your own basic. It's just that it's this one creator, and we all come from the same, and we all been through the same thing, and we all are one basically, because we all come from that one place. So I think the breath is something, I guess, which is something one can lean onto or one can use for aligning that mind-body balance in their lives.
What's your advice saying to people, to men? Exactly, because they are suffering for the email. So what's your advice for them to start, not to be morning?
With the yoga and breathing,
Mm-hmm.
you are in an imbalanced state. Recognize that. And then find the tool that works for you. And surely through yoga, through breathing, you will find that. You'll find what that is. Start small and give time. Even if it's 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, give yourself time, because only if you are well can you give back to your house. Just start.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be grand, it doesn't have to be intense.
It's
Just
like
has
an
to be honest.
investment you're making to yourself, because like he rightly said, if you give yourself first, you will be able to give others.
You can support
You
your
can support
family,
your
your
family
house.
too.
You can
You don't need to wait
Give
for a
yourself-
wake-up call, when you
Oh,
have to rush for an emergency and then realize, oh my God, I think I need to sort of my life. Why not start now? So
we prioritize this work culture, but we forget that if we are feeling good, we can work a lot better. So if you really want to work better, work on the set.
Yeah. So that's why it's very important to be aware about our mind, soul, and body. Thank you, Munira. Thank you, Hussein.
thank you, Ms. White. It was wonderful talking to you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks a lot.